Hello, Leonardo Cornejo here with another video, and today is the second part of for the English channel. It's third part for the Spanish channel. Well, fourth, because the third I left it in the English channel on purpose, so that you don't get everything. And I'm going to put this one on the Spanish channel too, to, you could say, help with making it grow. Thanks to the new collaborations feature, which is the first good feature ever in YouTube. Well, I'm going to start this plan of putting the English videos through collaborations in the Spanish channel, and we start with this one. It's gonna be fun. I'm confident on that. It's gonna be fun. And let's start by annoying the population. Yeah, nobody cares. Only one guy cares. It's like asking people to sign your petition. Just sign my fucking petition. Will you sign my petition? It's basically the same thing. Basically the same. In the previous video, I was talking about the whole situation with the Snowbreak and how the system works, how it makes it easier for the developers to kinda skirt the rules. And I think I'm going to move that to next week's video. Make its own video about the Snowbreak case and how how Chinese developers trick the government. Why that's good. Just sign my petition, please. Wait, is that guy holding a petition? Oh no, he's not holding a petition. Will you please sign my petition? Anyway, as I was saying, I'm going to make a whole video about that situation because, well, it kinda sucks, to be honest, that the government is basically making things harder for everyone, and I want to talk about how exactly they managed to get away with all that, how they managed to persuade the people to keep things uncensored, and why they got in trouble anyway, because it's related. God damn it. Wait. Okay, let's try here. See? Nobody cares! Okay. Nobody really cares. See? Nobody cares. Yeah, how do I get people's attention here? Who do I need to annoy to get attention? Well, it seems that guy was really annoyed. Let's try these two. Nope. They don't care. Okay. Only one cares. Okay, let's try here. Let's see what's. Okay, let's try here. Now the thing is, this is like my opinion, it's not objective. The thing is, unfortunately, the Chinese government got wind of the situation, and now they are going after the developers. It's gonna get ugly. Some say, we are hopeful, you could say, that that they will make a new version, that they will make a version for international and one for the Chinese. I'll be honest with you, I think that's copium to me. I think that's not going to happen. I think they are fucked. I think it will get worse instead of getting better, and it will get a lot worse before it can even get better, if it gets better at all. In large part, because of how the Chinese gaming community operates, and they basically don't like it when the developers give something to international that they don't get to have. It annoys them a lot, and in fact they want the opposite. They want things that the international version won't have. An example of that, for example, in Warframe, there are some items which are or were, I think most of them are no longer, but they were time exclusives, and you could get them only in China at certain time periods. Currently, to my understanding, there are no more time exclusives, but there were. And the point of that was basically not making the Chinese upset. Because the Chinese players were bothered by the fact that they didn't have any exclusives, and that the Western players, international players, had this specific exclusive called not Prime Access. Part of the Prime Access, which was there before the Chinese version, they didn't have access to that, and that bothered them. Even though there were reruns, and the founders packs, which had content found only in the Founders Edition, and that bothered the Chinese players a lot. They were like, why do these Westerners have things that we don't? And that bothered them. And since that bothered them a lot, the Chinese government basically exerted pressure on the developers and demanded them to give them something that would be an exclusive, at least a time exclusive. And actually they did have their own Founders Pack, which had some things that are entirely and absolutely exclusive to China. Oh god, he was caught by the feds! The feds are coming!
こいつが将軍だとよ。似ても似つかんな。やっぱり別人か。立ちの悪いいたずらしやがって。
You fell for it.
そこらのガキがローゼンバーグ将軍を名乗るとは思えん。締め上げて背後関係を剥がせろ。最近帝国の犬が嗅ぎ回ってるからな。
あんたらの組織と公爵の関係を変え、町のガイドを隠れみのに諜報活動か。酒場の奥がアジトとはまた古典的だね。
なんだてめえら。待て。あんたは本当に生きていたのか。
ランは元気なんですね。帝国に連行されたからすぐに会えますよ。僕があなたをお願いします。それにしてもラバナスタの帝国軍はやりすぎのようですね。執政官に話しておきます。ベイン・ソリドールは僕の兄です。執政官の仕事はダルマスカの安定を守ること。そして兄はどんな仕事もできる人です。今はうまくいっていないかもしれませんが、ラバナスタの暮らしはきっと良くなります。大丈夫ですよ。兄はすごい人ですから。あの人怖いんです。すいません、お兄様のこと。でもあの戦争で傷ついた人がたくさんいて、私も孤児です。帝国が怖いんですね。パンネルさん、ソルドール家の男子は人々の安寧に尽くせと教えられて育ちます。あなたを守るのも僕の仕事のうちなんですよ。信じていいんでしょうか。僕の名誉にかけて。兄も分かってくれます。
Your brother is a psychopath, in case you haven't noticed.
いかにも裏がありそうだったが、まさか本物のご登場とはな。このことを公爵が知ったら。さて、何というかな。直接会って聞いてみたい。どうすんですかい、旦那。致し方あるまいな。公爵閣下がお会いになる。後ほど屋敷に参られよ。
Okay, let's see. What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Ah, yeah. They demanded a new version. They were like, I want you to make these exclusives, and the developers made exclusives. They had not really much choice. Wait, what? They really, quite literally, didn't have much choice. They were forced to take the deal. No, or they wouldn't be allowed to offer the game, basically, to China. And that's the thing. Whenever anything happens that requires to have a Chinese version and an international version, that offends the Chinese government. It's unacceptable to them. It's something that they can't tolerate, and that's the problem here. That's the problem itself. That the Chinese government demands these changes, these new versions, these new items, everything they demand. They start asking to make special things for the Chinese market. If you refuse, you can refuse. Technically, you can refuse. You can say no, I am not going to do that. I'm going to make the game as I intended. Well then, good luck with that. Good luck with that. They will tell you, well then, you are not going to do business here. If you don't want to give us what we demand, you're not going to do business here. You are not going to sell your game here. And that's a bigger problem when the ones making the game are from China, because that makes things harder for them. They can't just say, look, I don't want to make the game for the Chinese market then, because they are from China. They can't refuse making the game for the Chinese market. It's as simple as that. That's not a choice. That's not something they can do. They can't say, you know what, I'm going to make the game for the American market only, for the German market only. No, they need to make it for the Chinese market. It's mandatory. It's not optional. That's the hardest part. They are not given a choice. Their opinion doesn't matter. If they complain, sucks to be them. That they are effectively criminals if they complain, even. And that's the problem with Snowbreak. That some say they are going to make a new version. In theory, they could bargain for it if they can give the government a strong enough excuse. If they can say, look, the thing here is this will give you more money. This will yield more profits. It's highly profitable. These fan service heavy skins sell a lot more than the normal ones. Maybe they could persuade the people with that. They could argue, look, the thing is I have this game and people actually like these skins, please let me sell them. And the government could evaluate and say, you know what, they are right, these skins sell. If the argument is compelling enough, they can get the justification for it. But if it is not strong enough, the argument it just won't do. It won't convince them, and they will say, no, you broke the law. You broke the law, and you're not getting away with this. And normally that's what happens. They won't say, yeah, let's give them another version. That won't be a problem. The reason they won't is exactly because they know it will bother and offend the Chinese market. It will need to outweigh the losses. They will need to say, no, look, if we do exactly as these people are asking, we sell more, we make more money, we lose less than if we censor it globally. That will be the only circumstance, and there's a good chance that's not happening, because Snowbreak is not that big of a game. Snowbreak is not that big of a game, so they might actually need to face the consequences of making a good game, to put it bluntly. So, yeah. She knows it was you. She knows you have been hunting rats. She knows. She's lying. She's telling you she won't blame you, but she's lying. You know she's lying. You know she's lying because she's a woman. I have to make the joke. I really feel like making a joke. As I was saying, that's the problem. Eventually we will know what will happen. But I think the reality is that the game is going to get censored or closed forever, and that is if I'm up to date, because I haven't seen news of its closure. That's an important part. I haven't seen news of its closure. I haven't seen news of, it's over. There is no more. There is no more Snowbreak. I haven't heard news of Snowbreak being retired from the market, but currently servers are off, so it could be a complete shutdown. It could be a complete shutdown. And even if you try to argue it is unjust, and it is, even if you argue that it is unjust, there is no way to fix it on your own. What we could hope is that the profits are high enough. That's the only way. If the profits are high enough and the developers can prove it, that the game is highly profitable, that the game is making money, then it will be easier to convince the government to say, look, the game is selling, the game is good, people like it, people enjoy it, people want to play it. And if you deny them the opportunity to play it, you will miss out on all these profits. You will not make enough money. That's the thing. That's the thing. If the no way, what's going on here? I didn't remember those frogs being that strong. That's not normal. As long as there is no convincing argument, the government will just say, you know what? Fuck you. We don't need this game. But if the developers say, no, look, here's the proof that the game is good, the game sells, the players want to play it, then the government will just have to accept it. Will have to say, well, got it, make another server. We just can't put it in the Chinese server because it's pornographic according to the government's standards, but you can send it to another server. Something weird about that frog. Maybe it's the chemicals in the water making it gay. Oh, I see the problem. Let's get the hell out of there. I see the problem. The problem is the levels. Let's see. So either I grind or I'm fucked. Anyway, that's the thing. The government can't accept these parameters of having two versions unless they make a lot of money, and it needs to be a lot of money having two versions, and the amount of money is actually unreasonable, very unreasonable. Ah, there it is. Well, doesn't really seem to be that bad, except for, well, the fact that now the whole team is cursed. But, well, not the whole team, only Van, who is very disposable, mind you. Wait, let's try something. If it's a red, maybe it works. Alright. Let's try with these. Let's try, let's see. It works with some undead, so yeah, it kinda works, I think. Yes, it does work. I'm trying my best here, really. Although, as I say, yeah. They will need to convince the government that making an alternate version of the game is a good idea, or otherwise censor it. I think they will censor it. I'm not optimistic. I really don't have hope in things getting better at this point without getting much worse first, and without putting up a fight. And that's a problem. Pretty much no one in no field, well, he was going to die anyway. Pretty much no one in no field is putting up a fight against censorship. The whole world is hellbent on censoring. The governments everywhere are censoring. The government everywhere is calling for censorship. And the worst part of all, the average citizen is allowing it. That's the worst part. The average citizen is giving in, is allowing censorship, is favoring censorship, calling for censorship. Personally, I'm tired. Of the fact that pretty much everyone is wanting censorship. Pretty much everyone is calling for censorship of content. It bothers me. And when they are not calling for censorship, they are making this excuse of it's not censorship, it's security, safety. Like, for example, with the whole thing about digital ID and about these facial recognition systems, which are absolutely awful. I I don't like the idea of having to show my ID to prove I am not a child. I'm already past my 20s. I'm already quite old. I'm not in the mood of having to show my ID to prove I'm not a child. And I think parents should be the ones in charge of their children. I shouldn't have my hobbies ruined because some fucking idiot in the UK can't take care of his child. I sincerely don't care if your child gets kidnapped and sacrificed to a gay modded cult because you weren't watching over your child and the fucking idiot got into Reddit and met this gay modded cult. I don't give a fuck about your child. I don't like your child. I hate your child because of what you have done. If your child gets killed by a gay modded cult, it's better for me. It's better for me because I don't need to protect that motherfucker. I will put it that way. I know I'm exaggerating and I know it sounds horrible. I'm purposefully making it sound worse than it is, but my point is, parents should be taking care of their children. I shouldn't be the one to show my ID to the government and to a tech company I don't trust just to keep your idiot child safe. Who, by the way, will figure a way to bypass it. A little piggy! I appreciate the money, mostly the money. But as what I was saying, I think parents should be responsible for their children. Now, I don't have children, but I had parents, and they were responsible. And I find it funny because I never got in all the trouble these modern kids get in. I use the internet since... first I used it when I was like 8 or 9, with lots of parental supervision, but partly unsupervised. I just followed one single rule which my father gave me. Don't talk to anyone. Don't talk to strangers on the internet. Don't talk to strangers on the street. Don't talk to strangers on the internet. And that's it. That's it. I didn't have to worry about much. I don't talk to strangers on the internet. I don't talk to strangers on the street. That's fine. I'm safe. That's it. And I find it weird. I find it weird that people need these, how do I say it? Need these stupid rules, need these help watch over their children when it wasn't that way. When I was a kid, it wasn't that way. Okay, what is it? It wasn't that way. It wasn't that overprotected. No, my parents were quite overprotective actually, but they weren't saying, oh, the rules were very simple. Don't talk to strangers. Don't interact with complete strangers online. Be careful. Don't trust in strangers online. And that's it. That's it. Don't interact with strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Don't give your personal information. Don't give your information to strangers. Don't give contact information to strangers. Don't give your phone number. Very simple things. Very simple things that an 8-year-old could follow. And that was when I was 8, and I basically only use the internet to play games and read stuff and look for stuff about my hobbies, you know, normal things. And I never used it to consume porn, never used it to consume Rule 34. It existed actually. When I grew older, I began to look for it. but well, without the internet it was harder. So there were hentai magazines full of Rule 34, and I took advantage of my beard to buy them, because I had a full grown beard at 14. So yeah, I took advantage of that. But my point is, the internet always had porn, and I didn't look for it, and I didn't find it. So if you find it, you were looking for it. Fucking assholes. That's why I hate minors. I don't hate children, I hate minors. to put it this way, I don't hate the 8-year-old kid. I just don't talk to them because I don't understand them. I can't talk to them because they don't speak. They don't make sense with their words, so I don't talk to them. I don't interact with them. I don't have reasons to interact with them. I ignore them. I ignore their existence. But minors that are not children, you know, ages around 13 to 18. Those fucking assholes, I hate them. I hate them. I want them to fuck off. And I hate them because they have made my life harder. They have made my life more annoying. Because they annoy me. If they didn't annoy me, I wouldn't mind them existing. I will just be like, yeah, that guy. I don't care. I don't mind. It's fine. He's just there, standing menacingly. Oh, I will be like, yeah, I mind my business and he minds his. That's fine. That's fine. But the moment they start getting in places where they shouldn't and causing trouble, let me put it this way. As I said, when I was around 16, 17, like any other male within that age, I bought magazines I shouldn't be buying, to put it bluntly. Taking advantage over the fact that I looked like an adult guy, that I looked basically the same as I look now, even the green hair. I had green hair at 16. It was really sad because people hated me for it. But since I had green hair at 16, that gave me a lot of trouble socially. But it came with plenty of benefits, including the fact that nobody asked me about my ID. I could buy anything I wanted without showing an ID. And that's the fun part, as I said. Taking advantage of that. I bought some magazines I should be buying. Taking advantage of the fact that online you are anonymous and you don't have an ID and basically you don't exist as a real person. I consumed lots of Rule 34 back then. I never opened my mouth. I never interacted with people within that sector. It was as if I didn't exist, and they didn't exist. That's how it worked. You don't exist, I don't exist. We are not people here. We are just streams of data, and I am the stream of data that is downloading your stream of data. We don't exist, and that's how it worked, and that's how we coexisted online with complete strangers without getting in trouble. But then the Zoomers came in, and those fucking idiots fucked everything. And I have noticed it. Every now and then some fucking idiot arrives to whatever place you are at, which has content that they shouldn't be consuming, and they shouldn't be. I won't say, oh no, it's completely fine because I did it. No, they shouldn't. Legally speaking, they shouldn't. I was breaking the rules. The rules were not hardly enforced, and you get other people in trouble. But if you are going to do it, if you are going to break the rules, be smart about it. That's the thing. These fucking idiots come in and start causing trouble. They say their age, they try to have personal interactions. I don't like the idea of having personal interactions with strangers online. I don't like the idea of talking to strangers online, because I don't trust people. Every now and then I have befriended someone online, but it's the exception, not the rule. And that's the thing. These idiots come and start asking for things that they shouldn't be asking, or start talking to you about, yeah. Yeah, missing pet, went crazy, is causing trouble. Back to what I was saying. The thing is, back then we were careful about not telling people our personal data, about not letting people know, and it was the smart thing to do. You also avoided drawing attention. You avoided gaining unwanted attention. You avoided getting creeps near you. If they don't know who you are actually safer. If they assume you are a 40-year-old guy, even if you are actually a 13-year-old girl, you are safer. You are safer if everyone thinks you are a guy in his 40s, because nobody cares about a guy in his 40s. Nobody wants to groom or rape a guy in his 40s, except for a few LGBT individuals who you are not likely to find in normal interactions. You are more likely to find them in dating apps or things like that. With the exception of them, most people don't have any interest in grooming or molesting a 40-year-old guy. This is real life. This is not a Nero manga where young women wanted to molest 40-year-old guys, or where Mesugaki will groom and rape a 40-year-old guy, an innocent 40-year-old guy. That doesn't happen in real life. So if you are underage and you pretend to be a 40-year-old guy, you are actually safer. That's the point right here. If you pretend to be a 40-year-old guy and you are underage, you are safer. But these fucking idiots, and that's the point, these fucking idiots can't hold back. They feel this compulsion of saying, I'm a child. They walk in. I'm a child. Fucking asshole, I don't care. I don't care. I'm trying to have fun here. I'm trying to read manga here. I'm trying to play video games here. I'm trying to mind my fucking business here. And they are the ones who can't. They show up being annoying, demanding attention. And I'm trying to mind my business here. And then, to make matters worse, these motherfuckers, I hate them. I really hate them. I really hate children. These motherfuckers show up, start demanding shit, start threatening people, and when you tell them to fuck off and stop being annoying, they get angry, they get violent, they cause trouble, and that's the thing. They start causing trouble for no reason or for no apparent reason. Maybe there is a reason, but for no apparent reason they start causing trouble. Like, yeah, you're already breaking the rules. You are already pretending to be an adult. What's the point with arguing with people, with complaining about things? You don't want to watch, don't watch. And I actually said the same in the previous video, but the point is, the problem are the parents. The problem are the parents. And now the parents are demanding us to dox ourselves, to give our ID, to show our face, to get rid of privacy, to protect their fucking spawn, to protect the retarded little shits they have birthed. I shouldn't be giving my privacy up to protect these fucking idiots. If they are going to become Darwin Award recipients, they deserve to become Darwin Award recipients. If they are stupid enough to get in harm's way, it should be the parents who protect them, not me, and not the government. But the parents don't want to raise their children. That's the real problem. The parents don't want to raise their children, and they are justifying censorship, and they are justifying the erosion of privacy to protect their fucking idiot children. And I hate that, and that's my point. I hate the fact that my liberties, that my privacy, that my calm is being ruined by these people. That there are people who, under any excuses, equality, safety, justice, the children, whatever, are censoring everything and eroding my privacy. And I want all those idiots dead. And I want their children dead so that they can't reproduce. So yeah, if you are one of those idiots who wants digital ID for everyone, please do me a favor. Go to the kitchen, take a knife, shove it right in the head of your child, and then slit your fucking throat. Because you are ruining my life, and I don't deserve it, and I fucking hate you. I know it sounds horrible, but I really hate these people. I really hate them so much. I lack words to describe the hate I feel. They have made my world more miserable. They have made everything worse. And I don't know what's the point. I don't know what's the purpose of making everything worse for everyone. What for? They gain nothing. They gain nothing out of fucking me over. Fucking us over. Unless that's the goal. Unless that's the goal, fucking people over. And it could as well be. Because I have seen people who are complete psychopaths and find pleasure in harming others. So yeah, it's entirely possible that these people just want to fuck me over. Fuck you over. I say me because I'm taking it personal, because it really affects me. But it affects you too. It fucks you over too. And it sucks. And I seriously hate these people and their children. I hate their children because their children are the cause of the problem for me. And I hate them because they made their children my problem. And I don't want their children to be my problem. I don't care about their children. I don't want any involvement with their children of any kind. Unless, and this is the difficult part, unless you're going to let me take care of those fucking idiots and give them quite a beating whenever they cause me trouble. If you are going to have authority over me for the safety of your children, I should have authority over your fucking children, and you don't want that. Because I'm going to beat the crap out of them daily. Because I hate them. Because you make them my problem. They are not my problem. I don't want them to be my problem. I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to help them. I don't want to get rid of them. I don't want to harm them. I don't want to have anything to do with them. I just hate them. Because you made me hate them. Because you made them my problem and they were not my problem. I don't want to procure the safety of complete strangers. Actually, let me expand that. If I could choose between keeping a stranger safe at my expense and harming them for personal gain, I'm harming them for personal gain. Because I find them annoying. And I think one of the primary problems with society is that we care too much for people who are complete strangers, who don't act in our benefit, who don't care for us, who don't benefit us, let's be honest, sometimes fuck us over. People who cause us trouble, and we do all we can to keep them safe, to prevent them from dying. And what do we get in return? If we do our best to protect them, we get called pedophiles. That's what bothers me so much. If we help, we get in trouble. And if we don't help, we get in trouble. That's really fucked up. If we help, we get in trouble. If we don't help, we get in trouble. Better to keep them out. And the thing is, they are always trying to basically force this upon us, and we don't want it. We don't want digital ID, we don't want our privacy. And there is always, oh, but think of the children, but the children could get hurt. I don't care about your children, I hate them. I hate them because of you. And that's the worst part, that's the sad part. Because I feel some level of compassion to all the collateral damage in this fight. Because you probably have some teenagers who are reasonable people, who don't get in trouble, who don't go to places where they don't belong. And they just want to mind their fucking business, just as us. And I don't know, maybe they want to just see the latest Twitter update of their favorite mangaka, or see the latest update of their favorite musician, and then you have these fucking retards who show up and they start complaining because you posted something non-safe for work in your non-safe for work account, which has content filters, and which has a log, and they shouldn't be there. But they don't care, they show up anyway. And then it's your fault. That's the thing. And then it's your fault, and then you're in trouble. And they make everyone else miserable. And the other people who are not the problem also carry the stigma, and nobody fucking likes them because of that. God damn and the stigma stays. And now everyone is like, no, fuck those guys, I don't want to have anything to do with them. And everyone is avoiding them, and everyone is rude to them, and everyone is hostile to them because they are annoying. Because they are annoying, that's it. That's it, there is no other way to put it. They are bothersome, they cause trouble, they get in trouble. We start avoiding them. But they show up again, and again, and again. And then their parents start making the stupid demands. Demands which make everything worse instead of better, by the way. Demands that make me want to kill their children. That make me hate them. And I don't like that. But that's how things are. Why? Because these people are stupid. Because we are dealing with people who are stupid and inferior, and they are not the same as us. They are not our equals. And the whole idea of equality is part of the problem itself. It has created this notion that we need to put up with these people because they are our equals. No, they are not. We are not equals. Some people are inferior, some people are stupid, some people shouldn't be forced to interact with other people. And it bothers me a lot. It bothers me a lot because it harms minors. For example, they are proposing this whole thing of preventing people under the age of 16 from using chat apps like WhatsApp, private chat apps. That's a terrible idea. Because, and this is important. And I have heard of cases where it has saved lives. Because having the means to contact your children, wherever you are and wherever they are, increases safety. Because if you can send a message to your child and ask, is everything okay, and have an answer minutes later, it makes things safer for them. And they want to prevent that. That sounds suspicious to me. And then there is this other thing of the demand of face identification, the age confirmation at operative system level. Which means basically that if you are under 18, you can't use a computer or a cell phone. That's extremely counterproductive. First of all, because of what I said before, that you can use these apps to keep your child safe by contacting them. That you can use these apps to communicate with your children. But also other things. You can phone your child, you can email your child, you can chat with them online. For example, this is important for families whose parents travel a lot and they might have no opportunity to see their children otherwise. The people who are saying think of the children with all this as excuse for all these privacy breaking measures, I don't think they really care about the children, because they are doing things that are destroying families and harming children. Because realistically speaking, if you care about the children, why the fuck are you letting the children lose their support networks? Because that's the thing. Communication with parents, emails, how many? Only two. communication with parents, emails. Yeah, but this is a lot cheaper. What else? Emails, phone apps. They're actually useful to keep families in touch. Let's say your child goes to, I don't know, something safe, to a sports game, a school sports game. I don't care about the sports, I don't like sports, but I know it's something people do. I know it's something normal people do. I'm not normal. But let's say your son, your daughter goes to a sports game. And yes, your daughter too, why not? Why not? People love tomboys. I always have to say something stupid. I don't like to take myself too seriously. The point is, your daughter goes to a sports game. Your son goes to a sports game, I don't know, basketball, lacrosse, tennis, whatever. I don't care much about the sports, so don't expect me to know much about it. The point is, your child goes to a sports game, and you are arriving late because some Karen is in the way. Some Karen is in the way. She won't let you. She won't let you arrive on time, and you don't have means. Well, let's say these digital ID things are not advancing. They are held back thanks to sanity, and you don't have to worry. And you send your daughter, sorry, I won't be on time. I won't be on time because this fucking Karen is in the way, because she's arguing with this idiot, and she's in the way. I can't get on time. Wait me there. And your daughter waits for you. And when you get there, your daughter is safe. And she knows, she waits for you because she knows you will arrive. But let's say now she can't use a phone. Thanks to the new rules, she can't use a phone because phones require an ID, and she can't use it. And you arrive late. You are late, and you don't show up, and she's waiting, and she panics, and does something stupid, and gets in danger, gets in trouble, gets hurt, and this I know from experience, because I grew up in a time when having a phone was rare for minors. And when I was a child, sometimes my parents would arrive late to pick me from school, and I would panic because I have abandonment issues. I have plenty of traumatic experiences, and intrusive thoughts, and OCD. So I basically thought, these fuckers abandoned me. They didn't, fortunately. But the thing is, I felt like they had abandoned me. And since I felt abandoned, I panicked. And sometimes would get in trouble. And sometimes would get hurt. And sometimes do stupid things. If I had a phone back then, things would have been much better, much easier. But I didn't have one, because nobody did. Or for example, let's say a guy goes to a party with his friends. He's, let's say, 16. He's 16. To make him old enough to go to a party without the parents watching over him all the time. And he's unresponsive on the phone. And he normally isn't. And the parents get worried, call for a search, and they find him. He was stuck in the toilet, literally. Couldn't answer the phone because he was stuck in the toilet. And the other guys at the party were so stupid they were just recording him. But now he's safe. His ass is not that safe, but he's safe. Now compare the following. Because of digital ID, your son doesn't have a phone. He goes to the party, and you never see him again. Because on his way back from the party, some psychopath grabbed him, dragged him into the woods, stabbed him, and stole his wallet. You have no means to know where he is or to find him. And he could have called for help, or tell you he was being followed, or tell you when he was leaving, or contact you at any time if he had a phone. But because of the ID policies, he didn't have one. And since he didn't have a phone, since he didn't have the means to report to his family that since he didn't have means to contact his family, now the guy is dead. Thanks to the government. I know I might sound paranoid, but you can ask your parents how things were when children didn't have access to the internet to communicate with their parents, when there were no instant messaging apps, when there was no email, when there was no phone calls, no cell phones. Things were a lot more dangerous. And it seems we have forgotten. It seems we have forgotten we actually wanted our children online for their safety. Seems we have forgotten that. Seems we have forgotten that we wanted them to have access to messaging apps so we could monitor them. That we wanted them to have access to email so we could contact them when we were overseas at work. Seems people have forgotten what was it like when you were a child without any of these tools, and you hadn't heard of your parents for 6 hours after they had to arrive. The panic it caused when they arrived late. The fear of being abandoned. And the abandonment. To me it didn't happen. Although that fear wasn't unfounded. I heard of cases of children who were left at the school by their parents who hated them the parents never returned. In fact, my mother was a kindergarten teacher. She saw such cases of children who were abandoned at the kindergarten by their parents because the parents didn't want to see them again. Most of the time, thanks to the technology we already had, we at least could contact the grandparents. I knew of a guy who was a classmate of mine who was abandoned by his father. Not at the school. The guy left him at his uncle's house and never came back. So that fear is not unfounded. I know you might think, just Mexican things. Maybe yes, just Mexican things. But why would you want to go back there? To go back to that fear, to go back to that suffering, to go back to that risk, to that cruelty. I don't want to go back there. I'm never going back there. And that's why it bothers me. And if I had a child, I would be very straightforward with the rules and with my advice, and you're getting a beating if you don't follow the rules. No, I'm exaggerating. I don't like physical violence, but I will explain them why. I will tell them, no, you don't want this. You don't want this. Okay, the mistake here. Let's organize. Aha. There, fix it. I will be very straightforward with my child. Don't give your personal information to strangers. Don't talk to strangers online or offline. I will tell them why. I will tell my children why. Don't do it until you are old enough to beat me. Don't do it until you are old enough to defeat me. No, I'm exaggerating, but don't do it until you are old enough to be recognized as an adult. Because these people are assholes, and they hurt children. And I would put it that way. Wait until you are older. Don't make prohibitions that feel arbitrary. Wait until you are older, because right now it's dangerous. Be honest. Be intelligent. Tell them things the way they are. They are not retarded. Well, maybe they are your children. They will be retarded. Mine won't be. Mine won't be. Because I'm smarter than the average. Just for like 10 points like you. But I mean, the lowest I ever got was 120, and the highest was 130. I'm not a genius. Considering those numbers, 125 is my real IQ. But that's the thing. I'm smarter than the average, but not for much. So my children won't be retarded. And if you're watching this, odds are yours won't be either. So your children won't be retarded. Be honest with them, be straightforward with them, tell them things the way they are. Don't lie to them, don't make shit up. Don't hide information from them. Tell them the truth. Tell them the truth always. Do your best to be truthful to them and explain things. If you think something they are not really ready to handle it, tell them that when you are older. Where do babies come from, Dad? When you are older. I'm already 26, Dad. Where do babies come from? No, that makes no sense. He doesn't wait for that long. When you're older, I'll tell you. Father, what? How do I get a credit card? You are not getting a credit card. Those things are not safe for someone so financially responsible as you. When you are more responsible with your money. When you know how debt works, then you can have a credit card, boy. How do I get rid of a corpse, Dad? Why do you want to know that? When you are older, but why do you want to know that? that's good parenting. That's good parenting. When you are older. Why do you tell me I can't talk to strangers? Because you are too young and these people are assholes and they will lie to you and try to kidnap you. Because we live in a no-trust society. We live in Mexico. Or in a blue state in the US, for that matter. Because yeah, to the members of my audience who are from the US, we know things are not much better if you are in a blue state. We know blue states are basically Mexico. US blue states are Mexico's conservative states. There are no colors to define because we don't live in a two-party system, but US blue states are as dangerous as Mexico's conservative states. There is no place as safe as a red state in Mexico because of the cartels and the government, which is the cartels. They are connected by an umbilical cord. That's the thing. US blue states are basically like Mexico's safest cities in terms of safety. In terms of policy, no, some blue states are much worse. For example, in my city, it's not that dangerous, but I have been my friends and I, because I was never going alone in those cases. My friends and I have been persecuted by a hobo. In one case, a hobo who threatened us of stabbing us with a hamburger. So yeah, yeah. This place has low cartel activities, not that dangerous, but yeah, I think it's as dangerous as I don't know, California. Maybe. I don't know, maybe California is more dangerous. I'm not sure. But yeah, yeah, if you live in the US, yeah, safety is also a problem. And your children are not retarded. You don't need to lie to them to keep them safe. If you don't want them to know something yet, just tell them when you are older. That's what my parents did, kinda worked. Except that and that's actually a problem now that I think of it. Except that my father and my mother had different perspectives on that. My father was not a religious man. He didn't like religion, and my mother was extremely religious and somewhat of a Puritan because of that. Her perspective changed a bit over time, but that led to disagreements over what when you are older means. That's the thing. When you are older meant different things to each of them. So there were many disagreements in that regard, but for the most part worked. I actually knew of the negative effects of alcohol when everyone else didn't know what alcohol was. And I never developed alcoholism problems, and I didn't die of hepatic issues, of alcohol poisoning in my late 20s, unlike some people I know. I never developed an addiction to any substance. I don't consume any recreational substances other than coffee. My top 5 recreational substances are chocolate, coffee, and alcohol-filled chocolates. And very specifically alcohol-filled chocolates, not alcohol itself. I don't really like alcohol. I have consumed alcohol at some points in my life, but I don't really like it. So I don't go out of my way to consume alcohol. I don't go out of my way to get drunk. So, nope, not getting drunk, not getting high on anything. The strongest I have consumed are coffee-based drinks. Not even coffee. Coffee-based drinks. You know, like, yeah, it's killing me in one hit. Better get out of here. Alright, let's try to get rid of this guy. Okay. No, this is going to be a problem. Let's get out of here. No! Ah, crap. I don't do heavy drugs. I don't consume most drugs. I don't consume alcohol. I don't smoke. I don't smoke anything at all. So I don't have substance abuse problems. I don't have addictions to substances of any kind. And I have never set foot in a brothel. Like most of the people I know. My life is healthier in that regard. And it was thanks to my upbringing, for the most part. Because I'm not perfect. I don't think it was because I'm a fucking genius or anything. It was because I had good parents. And yeah, you might say, but you never go at parties, never go to parties in weekends. Yeah, I don't need to. I'm happy without that. I don't need to get drunk on weekends, pass out in the street, and get shanked by a hobo. I'm happy with my life. You might think it's boring, and maybe it is, but it's mine, and I'm happy with it, and I enjoy it. And meanwhile, the average normie is fucking unhappy because his life sucks, and he gets drunk every week, gets plastered, and one day he's going to drown in his own vomit. Meanwhile, I am here, recording this, and I have seen people who have ruined their life by alcohol, and friends of mine, people who have ruined their life because of recreational substances, because of prostitution, because of all the things I don't do. And I don't do those things thanks to my upbringing. So if I grew up without a shit upbringing, despite having internet access, unrestricted internet access, why the fuck do these people need so much protection? I had unrestricted internet access since the age of 16. 16 was when I started to have unrestricted internet access. Before that, it was restricted mostly by time. because my parents had to make phone calls, you know, when it was dial-up, and because of the time of the internet cafe running out. But I could go anywhere. At 14, I was already entering new grounds and playing games there. There were some really cool games there, by the way. At 8, when I started using the internet from 8 to 10, until some inconveniences made it impossible to continue having internet. Mostly the family computer got damaged, the motherboard got damaged, and we lost internet access until several years later. But from 8 to 10, 12? No. Yeah, from 8 to 11, I had unrestricted internet access. I spent most of my time online downloading ROMs and playing emulated games. And that was my internet usage. I spent most of my time in internet downloading piracy when I was a kid. That was most of my time on the internet. Piracy. No joke. That was most of my time on the internet. And it was unrestricted. Because other than some advice from my parents, I didn't have much in terms of restrictions. I could go and play anything, go and download anything. I also downloaded some free games, probably some virus, some computer virus, some malware. And that's it. And reading things on the internet, looking for, stuff about aliens and cryptids and the paranormal. And of course, stuff related to my hobbies, I don't know, Bionicle and stuff like that. Pretty much that was it. So, and when I was 14, I just started to have more variety, chatting with friends, playing games in Newgrounds, looking for Rule 34, my favorite characters. And I am sane, and I grew up to be a mostly responsible adult. A functional adult who doesn't have vices, who doesn't get in trouble. And meanwhile, we have these fucking idiots who get in trouble out of nowhere. I did used to get in lots of arguments on 4chan with fucking, 4chan and similar places with fucking idiots, because I wasn't used to the environment. But I never gave them my address. I never gave them too much information about myself. Whenever they started saying I was probably a minor, I just started like, nope, no I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm an adult. You are a fucking idiot. And I was 16. The 16-year-old guy saying, no, I'm already in my 20s. You are just a fucking idiot. I got used to lie about my age since I was 14. Since I was 14, I got used to lie about my age. For safety. Here's the fun part. For safety. To not get attention, to not draw unwanted attention. I lied about my age to avoid people, to avoid trouble, to avoid dangerous idiots. And nobody kidnapped me. And nobody raped me. And my sister was younger than me, and her internet access took place in the same years. So younger than me, and actually smarter in that regard, because she got a lot more street smarts to some extent. And she actually went to places like Omegle and all those places, you know, the dangerous social places of the internet, and came out sane, not groomed, not raped, not killed. because we didn't never told about ourselves. That was the key. Never give people your information. You are a ghost, you don't exist, you are not a real person. The others don't need to know who you are. That's the key. Yeah, whatever. Whatever, I can't advance otherwise. I'm not in the mood for grinding today.
バッシュ・フォン・ローゼンバーグ卿、私は貴公が処刑されたと発表した立場なのだが、だからこそ生かされておりました。つまり貴公は私の弱みか。ベインもおさおさ怠りない。で、反乱軍を率いる者が帝国の手に落ちました。アマリアという女性です。救出のため閣下のお力を。貴公ほどの男が救出に乗り出すとはよほどの用心か。立場というものがあるのでな。
ガーサに合わせてくれ。俺の友達が一緒なんだ。
一足遅かった。ガーサ殿のご一行はすでに帝国軍に合流され、今夜到着予定の艦隊に同行しておられましたよ。貴公は地中に勝を見出す優勝であったと聞く。あえて敵陣に飛び込めば貴公は本懐を遂げるはずだ。おい、悪いな、巻き込むぞ。侵入者を捕らえよ。ジャッキギースに引き渡せ。
I'm fucking idiot.
帝都の老人どもに足止めされている間にこの復興ぶりだ。まったくこの国はたくましいな。
現在ラバナスの反乱軍師は孤立しておりますが、今後外部勢力から支援を受けると厄介です。特にデュエルバの反帝国組織は不自然なほど資金が豊富です。だから運動以降が背後から撃てる。運動を恐れるのです。
ところが彼から連絡があった。檻から逃げた犬を叩いて引き殺してやらせておくさ。
Everyone hears of
以前を証明するものはないのでね。今は反乱軍の一員に過ぎない。
解放軍です。
執政官閣下はダルマスカ安定のため旧王族の協力を望んでおられる。だが証拠もなく王家の名を掲げ、いたずらに治安と人心を乱す者には例外なく処刑代があてがわれましょう。
誰がベインの手先になど。
亡きラミナス陛下から預かったものが万一の時には私からアーシェ殿下に渡せと申し出たダルマスカ王家の私黄昏の破片殿下の正当性を保証するので私だけがありかもしれない。それが王家の義務である。
This fucking idiot.
バン、それは
王宮の宝物庫で。
おいおい。結構もう用意してありましたから。手回しの良いことだ。
やめなさい。
約束しろよ。処刑はなしだ。
ジャッジは法の番人。転校しろ。アーシェ殿からではできない。
I don't remember this part. I don't remember that guy talking at all.
君が持っていたとはな。これも縁だろう。
俺を巻き込んだのも縁かよ。
あの場では他に手はなかった。仕方がない。
任務が優先か。さすが将軍閣下。それにしてもあれが王女だね。
公爵の手引きだ。初めて頭を下げた。ダルマスカが落ちて2年。俺は一人で殿下を隠し通してきた。敵か味方が分からんやぞ。まだ信じられない。今日はさせない。
Where was I? Where was I? I forgot. Ah, yeah. Things were different back then. But funny enough, we had more freedom. Parents were more responsible. And we were safer. Most of the current safety problems are basically because the people who should be in charge of safety are trying to delegate it to the government, and I hate that. I really hate it when people try to delegate responsibilities to the government.
出発の前に言っておくことがある。通路に赤い網みたいなものが。
Yeah, this is new. I don't remember that.
あれは侵入者の探知装置だ。あれに触れると館内に警報が発令され、帝国兵たちが集まってくる。時間が経てば警報は解除されるが、騒ぎなど起こらんに越したことはない。いいか、気をつけるんだぞ。
Yeah, I don't remember that. Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember this part. I think it's one of the new parts of the game. I don't like remakes. I don't like remakes because they change things. No, 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 no. Ah, crap. This is extremely annoying and frustrating. Maybe my memory is failing, but I don't remember this. I don't remember this sequence. At least I guess the designs were changed. I don't know. I don't know. This is extremely frustrating. I don't like remakes. I really don't. I'm actually quite bothered by the fact that nowadays you have people who are trying to justify remakes. And remakes nowadays are much worse because when they were like, I don't know, when you had additional levels or additional lore, things like that, well, that's fine. But nowadays remakes are full of censorship, full of changes to the plot, full of changes to the character designs, and that's awful. And you have people saying it's acceptable because of whatever reason, and they come up with some really weird reasons like, I don't know, the original was too hard, or the original didn't age well, or it offends minorities. God, I hate minorities. You know what's funny? Most of these things that annoy me, the annoyance comes from outside. It's not like, I hate minorities, I want to kill minorities. It's like, oh god, fucking god. It's more like, the reason I don't like minorities is because I'm forced to work connections to appease them, and that bothers me a lot. That's pretty much the problem. They force me to appease them, and that bothers me. And it's funny because I really have to deal with people all the time who are like, oh, but it's wrong to be intolerant, and I'm like, and why do I have to be tolerant? What obligation do I have to be tolerant? I don't want to be tolerant, I don't feel like being tolerant, I think being tolerant is entirely unnecessary and counterproductive. Why do I have to be tolerant? What do I get from being tolerant? It's nearly the 2 hours mark. I hate it. I hate it that I have that limiter. I don't know exactly why the system limits it. But well, 2 hours is enough for you. Let's leave it here. And the next week would be a gameplay video. it will be the video I wanted to make about the video I wanted to make. I will decide between another Daigo video, because I really want to make a Daigo video, and the video I want to make about the Snowbreak. Well, for now, that's it for today. So have a good one.